Before I talk about for cycle, let me show you operation that is used in pretty much every for cycle. This operation is called incrementing. So, it looks like this. I have here a variable initialized to 1, and on line under I increment this variable. And incrementing means adding 1 to current value of variable. So it is the same as writing temp is equal to temp plus 1. You can also decrement, and that is what this line does. Decrementing is just like doing temp is equal to temp minus 1. With that cleared up, let's look at cycles. Almost every for cycle looks like this. First, we declare and initialize some variable. We call this variable counter. Mostly, the name of this variable is I or j. Then we have semicolon that splits the ending condition. So, if this condition is false, we break out of this cycle. Then there is another semicolon, and last is final expression. An expression to be evaluated at the end of each loop iteration. This occurs before the next evaluation of condition. Generally, it is used to update or increment the counter variable. We put all these three things in parentheses, and then we write into braces what we want to do each iteration. The set of instructions inside braces are usually called body. And the thing is that when computer goes through every line in body, it does final expression and jumps back to top where he checks this condition, and if it is false, he breaks out of the cycle. If it is true, he do another iteration. So this particular cycle will print I is now 0, then he prints I is now 1, then 2, 3 and 4. And when I is 4, the final expression will increment I to 5. And that means that this condition is false because 5 is not smaller than 5. So we break out of this cycle. I hope that makes sense. We are repeating this line while I is smaller than 5. The next cycle is a bit interesting, and you will use that very often. So I have here an array containing 4 names, and we will use for cycle to print all the names. I hope you remember how we accessed elements in array and how we get the count of elements in array. Because we will use this, so I create new variable I and initialize it to 0, since the first name is at index 0. The ending condition is I is smaller than number of names, because last name is at index number of names minus 1. And as final expression, I increment I. And that's it. Then I just print the name and index. Another good thing to know is that all of these 3 expressions in parentheses are optional. What that means is they don't have to be there. As you can see in this third cycle, I remove the final expression from parentheses and add it to the end of body. So this cycle is same as the second cycle. Now I just want you to know this is possible, but I don't recommend doing this. You should write for cycle like the first or second one if you can. So that's pretty much it, and I will see you next time.